Hello, everybody. Today we're going to take a quick look at long division, but we're not going to look at long division the way that you have been taught long division before. We're going to try a new way. Now, just for you to understand, if you look at this way and you decide that you don't like it and you don't want to use it, that is fine. I'm just giving you another way to do long division. And if you prefer to use it this way, then sure, go ahead. So I'll accept anyone, any of the ways, or if you have another way, that's fine. But let us take a look at this way and see if it can be helpful to you. Okay, so let's look at the first question that we have here. And this is the kind of long division I'm talking about. 3,588 divided by 23. Now, I know for a lot of us, once we see that we're dividing by two digits, we start to panic because we think it is difficult. And a lot of times it is difficult for us. But I'm going to show you another way. All right, so let's think about the question. The question says 3,588 divided by 23. Now, what is that asking us? Really and truly, what that is asking us is how many groups of 23 can I get out of 3,588? So let us set up the question, and we're going to set up in the same way that you are familiar with before. 3,588 divided by 23. Okay, here is how we do it differently. What we're going to do is all the way down here. Okay, and then to the side, we're going to think about what we are doing. So since we're dividing, we're asking how many groups of 23 we can take out. Let us do a little work on the side. If I have one group of 23, 1 times 23, that is what? What if I had 10 groups of 23? How many would that be? 10 groups of 23 would be 230. And that's an easy one to do. What about 100 groups of 23? 100 groups of 23 would be 2,300 or 2,300. All right. Now, when I look at this 2,300, it's kind of close-ish to this. So I'm going to stop here. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do, what is the largest number that I have on this side that I could subtract from this 3,588? And I'm going to say I'm going to take away a group of 100. 123s, and we know 123s is 2,300. So I'm going to subtract that. 8 take away 0 is 8. 8 take away 0 is 8. 5 take away 3 is 2. And 3 take away 2 is 1. So now I have 1,288. So can I take out another group of 100? No, I can't because that is too big. But when I look at this number, it is kind of, if I'm taking out 230 every time, it's going to take too long. What about what about a group of 50? 50, 20, 50 23s. Now, if I know 100, a group of 100 23s is 2,300. 50 is half of that. So what is half of 2,300? A half of 2,000 is 1,000 and a half of 300 is 150. So that's easy to figure out. Can I take away a group of 50, 23, 50? I can put 50 here and then I'm going to subtract 1,150. Let's see what happens. All right, we take away 8 take away 0 is 8. 8 take away 5 leaves us with 3. 2 take away 1 leaves us with 1. And we know 1 take away 1. We don't need to write that 0 there. Right? So now we have 138. Can we take away which number is close to 138 and doesn't go over? Well, we have 230, but 230 goes over. What could we think about half of a group of 5? 5 times 23? 10 times 23 is 230. Can we figure out what 5 is? Sure we can, because it would just be half of 230. And we know half of 200 is 100, and half of 30 is 15. So 115. Is 115 less than 138? We can take it out? Yes, so we can take out a group of 5. 523. So here we go. 115. We subtract that out. 8 take away 5 leaves us 3. 3 take away 1 leaves us 2. So we now are down to 23. What do you notice? 23 and 23. We have one group of 23 left. We just take out that one group, subtract, and we now have 0. Okay, so now you may ask, how do we find the answer? We have to look in. This is the column that we're looking for. What to do is add these down here. So we get 155. 100 plus 50 plus 5 is 155 plus 1 is 156. Our answer is 156. Okay. So let's look at this question. This question says 3,164 divided by 14. All right, so let's set it up. And remember, we're going to set it up in the same way we used to set them up. 3,164. And then we're going to draw a line all the way down. All right, very good. All right, so let's think about this. We know the question is asking us how many groups of 14 can we get out of 3,164. So let us do some work on the side. One group of 14, that is going to be 14. How about 10 groups of 14? That's easy to figure out, 140. All right, should we go more than that? How about 100 groups of 14 equal to 1,400, 1,400, right? Should we go more than that? We have 1,400 over here. We have 3,164. I think we can go a little more. How about 200 groups of 14? 200 groups of 14. If 100 group of 14 is 1,400, then 200 groups of 14 would be twice that amount. 100, then this would be 2,800. 2,800 is pretty close to that. So let's stop, and if we have to come back, we'll come back. All right, so we look at 3,164 and say, what is the largest number over here that we could take out? We can take out a group of 240, 200 of them. So we're going to take out 2,800 and we're going to subtract. All right, 4 take away 0 is 4. 6 take away 0 is 6. 1 take away 8 we can't, we borrow there. Then that's 11. 11 take away 8 is 3. And 2 we just can't. 2 take away 2 is 0. So we end up with 364. Okay. What can we take? Well, let's look at what we have is 364. Are there any numbers close to 364? Well, we have 140. That's still a little bit far away. That's 10 groups of 14. What about if we had 20 groups of 14? 20 groups of 14. If 10 groups of 14 is 140, 20 groups of 14 will be twice that amount. So 2 times 140 is going to give us 280. Is that close? Oh, that's pretty close. So let's put 20. We're taking out 20 groups. So we're taking out 280. Subtract. 4 take away 0 is 4. 6 take away 8 we can't. We borrow over here. That becomes 16. 16 take away 8 will leave us with 8. So we are now down to 84. All right. Let us see what we can take out now. 14 seems like a low number. Could we get something more than 14? To move it a little faster? If you want to take them out 14, 14, 14, surely you can, but it's going to take you a longer time. So if one group of 14 is equal to 14, what would two groups of 14 be? It's just twice that amount. So one group of 14 is 14. Two groups of 14 will be 28. I'm going to try taking out 28. So two groups, and I'm 28. So when I subtract 28, 4 minus 8 you cannot. You borrow over here 7. That's 14. 14 take away 8 is 6. 7 take away 2 is 5. So we're left with 56. I'm going to continue on. I'm going to take out another group of 2. So that's another 2 groups of 14 is 28. We take out 28 here. We cannot. We borrow here. 4 that takes 16. 16 take away 8 will give us 8. And 4 take away 2 is 20. Oh my, look at this now. 28. So we know that we only have one more group of 2 to take away, and we'll end up with 0. So now we know to look for our answer. We're going to look for our answer by adding all of these numbers on this side. And we can do that in our head. 220, 220, 22, 24, 26. And 26 is our answer. All right, let us look at one more. I'm going to do one more for you. Let's look at this one. Oh, wow. 18,003 divided by 51. This one, if we were doing it the other way, we'd get very scared because we see, oh, look at all those zeros. What am I going to do? But you don't have to worry. Let's go. 51. And then we put the 18,003. All right, so let's do some thinking over on this side. One group of 51 is equal to 51. 10 groups of 51, what is that? 510. What about 100 groups of 51? 100 groups of 51 is equal, you are correct, 5,100. 5,100. Is 5,100 close to 80,000? I think we need to go a little more. What about 200 of 51? If 100 groups of 51 is 5,100, then 200 groups will be twice as many as this. So we're going 10,200. Is that close? Do you think we could get any closer? How about 300 groups? Let's try 300 groups of 51. And we have 100 groups here, and we have 200 groups. So if we add those two together, we should get 300 groups. So 10,000 plus 5,000, that's 15,300. I think that's pretty close. Let's try that. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is draw the line down, and we're going to take out 300 groups of 51, and that is equal to 15,300. So let us subtract, okay? 3 take away 0 is 3. 0 take away 0 is 0. 0 take away 3 we cannot, so we go and borrow. That leaves 7. Put 10. 10 take away 3 is 7. 7 take away 5 is 2. And 1 take away 1 is 0. And we're going to leave that alone. So now we have 2,703. Okay, let us look if we have a number close to 2,703 but less. Oh, we do not. We have 5,100. What if we could do 50? Since 100 groups of 51 is 5,100, 50 groups of 51 would be half of 100 groups, and a half of 5,000 is 2,500, and a half of 100 is 50. So that's 2,550. Is that close to that? Yes, it is. So let us take away 50 groups. So we have 2,550. And we're going to take away. 3 take away 0 is 3. 0 take away 5 we cannot. We borrow. That leaves, 6. 10 take away 5 is 5. 5. 6 take away 5 is 1. 2 take away 2 is 0. So we don't bother there. All right, very good. So we now have 153. Can we take away 10 groups? No, we cannot. We have one group of 51 is 51. But let's go a little. What would two groups be? Two groups of 51. If one group of 51 is 51, two groups will be twice as many. 51 times 2, that's going to give us 102. Oh, that gets us pretty close. Let's go 2. 2, and we're going to take away 102. Take away. 3 take away 2 is 1. 5 take away 0 is 5. And 1 take away 1 is 0. Well, look what we have now. We're down to 51. So we know that that is one group. One group of 51 we take away, and we're down to 0. So now we're ready to find our answer, and we're going to look in this column. We can add them in our head. 300 plus 50 is 350, 52, 53. So our answer is 353. Okay? All right. So I wanted you to try it for yourself. Here's one. I want you to pause the video, take your time, see if you get the answer, and come back once you're finished, and we'll work it together. Okay. So now that you've done it, look at what my answer is. You should have an answer of 211. Now remember, there are different ways that you could have gotten to 211 because you could have taken out the groups in a different way. But as long as your answer is correct, we're good to go. All right, so what I want you to do now is see if you prefer this method. If you do, then you can use it in your long division.